Oh dear. Mm. It's sunset, Ernie. No, it's sunset. It's brutal. It's brutal. All right, guys. I am here. Um, I didn't think I would be, but then I got in the mood. And then I thought, well, I'll make a chocolate covered cherry chocolate truffle espresso, and you know, yeah, isn't it pretty? Anyway, so oh why the hell not? Right? And honestly, I'm sort of in, I don't know, I'm in restless moods. I was thinking about taking some stuff and actually going, just heading up into the woodline field or something, sleeping outside for the night. It just feels like that, like the earth is calling me, man. You know? But I'm trying to stay inside. Because I believe one of our local bears is hanging out in the sag in between the hills. He's being extra lately. Yep, and I honestly probably still smell like my amazing peanut butter dessert and fantastic fucking sandwich from like 14 hours away today. I did some day tripping. No, it's really well. To me, temperature's kind of like nah, you know. But it felt so good today. It feels so good tonight, and I know that what I feel is not necessarily quote real. So I'm just grinning and bear, you know. But I know it should feel good. But yeah, totally worth it. Still every now and then, even if it's brutal feeling, you know. Though it's not, because I think it's still like 60 something or some shit here right now. But anyway, I'm in a mood and I'm restless. And I had this look that peanut butter dessert shit. It hit hard today. Oh, it felt so good. The breeze. I sat down for a second. I ate the peanut butter dessert, man. Shit hit like a train. It's like, oh, siesta. And then I woke up from that fucking nap, super refreshed. I was like, oh yeah, it's the first good sleep I've had in days. My hair was like, fuck you, and the wind blown, and the interstates. And as you can see, I give no shits tonight. So, in the nap here, I'm just like, nah, no shits given on this Friday night. So, anyway, I thought I'd hop by for reasons, and I meant to just. I've got a bunch of things I wanted to do with these, and I thought about putting them in as little single bits. And, you know, it's rather exploitive. I'd rather come on here with my voice since this is something that I have rarely ever done. Um, I don't like to do it, but I think it's time that people understand people have not been fucking around all these years. And I hate to do it in this manner. And I am obviously gonna just play blips of stuff. And this is nowhere near all of everything or how serious it's gotten throughout. This is just one little blip in time. Um, and one where it can't help the group ferret down certain shit or fuck around. You know. So, anyway, but it lets them and others know how serious this has been before. Well, a long time, honestly. Oh, yeah. Probably since about day 2 of a Discord. But, most certainly early on, and how serious this was before those dipshits using Ziggy like the town bicycle to do all the dipshit work because she's just a desperate whore that's cog and, well, never creator over here's used her like the town goddamn bicycle. Now she looks like she's the dirtiest, but, you know, it's what you get, you know. Anyway, either way, um, and this is not just about Ziggy. I mean, it is, but it ain't. But either way, it ain't. It ain't. And I'm gonna make it clear for tonight that this was at different periods. And I gotta tell you, for right now, like you'll hear stuff about monster and things in these. I ain't worried about that same capacity currently right now. It's not even on mine, so you know, balance that with then and now and all things. But you know, you never know when later might come for you know. Anyway, and there are reasons I say that despite his fuckery and tee which has continued. Oh, it has. So, but there are vibes that I've been getting from the background and other places and shit that's been happening. And I've got a feeling that certain people do not want. They also always think I don't have a way of making sure info gets through to. I just rarely do that because I won't. And then the dumbass time brain to figure it out when it does. It just does all the wrong things with it. And then you can't trust anything because he's right here teeing with you and it goes right back to you all. You know what I mean? So it's like, ah, fuck it. So I don't generally. Alright? Anyway, but yeah, it seems to be vibes from around the, streets on YouTube and here locally that are sort of giving me warning not to attempt to maybe let Monster know or give him warning about certain things. I don't know. I'm gonna roll the dice on it. Now for me, we'll get there. I'm putting the cart and the horse. I got the cart and the horse everywhere right now. Blame it on the damn espresso. That shit's strong. Anyway, so you'll notice one of the many screenshots I've taken from video of and stuff of certain little characters along the way and security camera footage and shit. That's one of like 2, 3 drop-offs for that motherfucker at certain times, right? Some of you recognize it. Some of you have many dates for it. Anyway, thing is, um, a lot of this from way back years ago at the beginning I wasn't joking. And I've not been joking throughout all these years. In the least. No, Dad's on a cruise. And definitely not a milkshake. There's a chocolate covered cherry truffle espresso I made. We'll have a heavy cream, a little truffle creamer, a little whole milk, a shit ton of espresso, um, cherry juice, and real cherries. Anyway, don't judge me. I'm trying to gain back like 100 pounds. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Anyway, if anybody was to donate to the, it ain't gonna work, but my health's like, no, bitch. We're staying not fluffy. And I'm like, give me back my fluffy. Ain't working. It will not give me back my fluffy. Been arguing with it for several years now. It's bullshit. Most women out here trying to diet. I'm like, bitch, can I gain weight? Nope. Just keep losing. It's fucking bullshit. Anyway. But no, it is awful cute, isn't it? Anyway. I think I tipped that a bit far. Oh, Cruz, I think I did. Y'all didn't see that. We're going to pretend you didn't see that. Thank God my clumsy dumbass has always got paper towels. I know where I am. Anyway. So, Ziggy here. And Fred. Fucking Hans Hill, right? One cog in the machine. And so very early on, well, I mean, I guess the years y'all have not believed me in the least, or I don't know, whatever you wanted to do, right? Just like that dumb bitch most of you've done. I didn't have to come out here and throw out all the fucking receipts. I ain't built like that. I ain't built like that. I don't have to. Because I don't try to make everything I got content. Because ain't everything content. Right? Well, done 728. I go by human. And it shouldn't matter to you or anyone else. But I definitely identify as a cancer patient with a vocal disability because of surgeries. You alright? Anyway, um, 'tis the season, guys. Lord, if I have to mod somebody tonight, I swear to God. Nah, fuck them. Anyway, so here's the thing. People are quick to get offended. Right? Well, no, maybe you shouldn't go around asking people things like that. What right do you have to? How about you just look at other human beings as human beings and you deal with it and you move on? Because no other human being, unless they're doing something evil or criminal to you or affecting you in any way, Shouldn't matter who they love, who they sleep with, how they do it, if they sleep with anyone, what's in their pants, or any other thing. That affects not another single person in this world in any way. So, anyway, I mean, so, all right. Guys, it's like full on distraction every time. You can't ever tell if it's intentional trolls, 2x2, 40 Ls, fuck shit, just random trolls around the world, just weirdos. I don't know. It's hard to tell them most of the time. Sometimes, yeah, years of it, I think I'll live. Anyway, and Cruz, were you over in BK State? I think I seen you in BK's. I was over for a minute, and then I checked out. Lord, did y'all see that rotten banana in that motherfucker and the whole hive? And Betty being like, "Hi, Nana." I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Not that I'm shocked. Uh, not in the least. Not shocked. It's about suddenly everybody just taking note of. Like, how many days ago did I tell you that PG fucking fake panelist? Come fuck on. It was easily catchable. Love that Benny missed all the, hey, wait, why does this person that should have all this knowledge not? And they're saying they got it from reading or whatever, and they got shit me. I mean, didn't even touch on that. I mean, like, Jesus. Anybody have to click into that for more than 2 seconds to realize PG was just back up the same shit PG and all this crap do all the time? All these damn call ins, panelist bullshit. Told y'all days ago, have fun PG's fake panelist. I was trying to figure out if it was Pam Tater. I swear to God, it had a solo on it. Just a little bender, a solo. Can't ever tell her. It was definitely familiar. I think there was another piece that was done by the group after Curiosity was suddenly helping Benny, that she was suddenly terrified of months ago. Oh no. And that Benny over acting like he ain't got no damn team way better than Curiosity to get the show. Give me a break. Anyway, if y'all are enjoying the show, just whatever. And don't forget, PG has spent several weeks vague, threatening blood money drops. Oh, there's background movement, guys. There's background movement. Watch out. So what they're doing in front ain't the truth. It's hiding whatever the fuck they're doing in the background as usual. It's a whole lot of fucking around is what it is. And the only reason I bring you that up is because, well, things like on the thumbnail that are cahooting in the past, well, as always, but local things just fucking up their night and linking right back to someone. I was like, really? Really? Again? Hmm. So, I, like, whatever. Like, damn, whole crew's here around fucking around. Ain't hard to figure out the lineup either, who and what's fucking with, and I obviously see fucking with me again, you know, that one started at a certain amount of days after certain things, and how these nuts down there playing part in this and that and the other, and yeah, whatever, you know, and lineup, and the shirt thing, and Curiosity's thing, Killer's thing, Michelle's thing, the pieces, parts, it's like, god damn, miss me, you know? It gets redundant. It's like, you know. It does. I got a cat sneezing, if you're wondering what that was. So anyway, old Zigmeister there, right? T1MS. There were dates in here that certain ones, at times, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of them singularly. Obviously, Ziggy's been one of those over the years. And then there were certain things that happened. I'd be told by certain people to hold or to whoa. I ain't asked no questions. Just told to compile. Alright, we'll do it that way then. So, and to keep doing so, even though there was enough very early on. It's like, alright, then. And then, I think I gave enough vague and direct. You might want to knock that the fuck off, right? I came with a warning label, man. I did. And there, I'm fairly, I can't say glad, but that was done at certain points because it allowed more to come to light. Certainly so. And how deep and dark this group is, how they're all connected, what all they've been doing on the ground, and with which locals, and what it's fucking with, and how it's fucking with it. And like I've always said, the quieter it gets, the easier it is to see and pull apart the twizzling and which things keep coming up and what's built and bullshit and scripted versus what is reality and what is the truth and where the answers may be and you know, you know. But and to see what's picking bones versus mixed in versus a little clearer. Not that anybody really needed to be told that. I just have a brain. His place and others. And I believe those who are responsible or guilty or hold knowledge of that would like to continue some shit and weasel it in and script right from it, just like they have from the beginning. To confuse, confound, mislead, and hide behind. And I think a whole bunch of fucking YouTubers complicit in that. Like every goddamn high profile case would like to use some of that to get by with, to hide behind, leave locals and others holding their bags for them. Which was, and I do have proof of it, their plan from the beginning. So that's not really a guess or in my opinion. That's the group saying in the background. That was sort of the plan, and more power on the dumbass locals who want to fuck around. But then there's so many locals that got blackmailed into it and shit too, out of fear and things as well. So somebody else had to pull some of that apart. But you see, a lot of these things, it's like knowing there was enough from the very beginning to absolutely press forward on quite a few of your beloved little YouTube characters here and locals for the fuckery. let alone once shit really, I mean, like, peak was one thing, but then there are waves of certain stuff, and then there are certain long term things. They try hard. They go deep and hard. Some of their little playing things, like hell, I mean, shit, years. They try hard. But um, Ziggy here didn't heed the warning. She thought it was tee and a good time, and she thought she'd come on fucking line like many of you some of the bitches, and be like, like AB or Bales. Oh, look at the boat. Look at this. Whatever. Oh, you're actually a stalker. Oh, you're actually this. Right? Like Benny when he drove by and docks us first and all that shit. Connected with who? At that time, firmly doing what? And then, I don't know. And then who ran the certain things to then, I don't know, make one group do a hoax call saying Summer's body was here, and then, oh shit, I don't know. Anyway, right. But either way, there are things that, you know, could have been placed on Ziggy even before Freddie Bridges moved up, let alone in, all the time period in between. So it was like, well, and then of course you have theatrics and all the shit, theatrics. Picking up once Fred's firmly released, hits the ground here, all the shit. And really hard since. And they've thought they've been funny. Not just those two, but the group who use them and they use them and whatever, but also a bunch of local others. And see, Ziggy's not necessarily mean. Ziggy is like the town bossy. Ziggy will do any of the dirty shit, right? And I can tell you for a fact that other locals make sure that wires pass their channels and their tubers, and they pass it to Ziggy and Fred, and then shit comes out of their pie holes, or Ziggy makes someone else do the work. Ziggy's a conduit. Ziggy's the creation place. Created PG, Ryan lifted up and touched every goddamn bad thing you see. Had hands and everything, in different points. Always be Cher, Scott, helping all the things, right? All the worst of the worst. Anything you really find Ziggy's touched, just because she's the tan bicycle. But, and obviously cahooting with the psychics who somehow, wildly enough, were already in touch with Ryan and him in the first days of, or Fred. Sorry, y'all forget that Ryan was also cahooting with the psychics long before Summer's case, so his wife was great. Anyway. But Fred was already cahooting. Half the shit coming online the first few days, it's like, why in the fuck these weird ass psychics. Like, we're seeing shit pop up and these Summer Wells groups, all shit neighbors sharing. It's like, why does that sound like what fuck Fred was saying less than 24 hours ago? And now here it is on the. Well, you eventually become aware, you know. Somehow things were traveling, right? You've also got to realize that, yeah, Ziggy visited this and da 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 da, but in between there, Fred honestly wouldn't talk to her much. It was usually Laura, whatever. He wouldn't have much to do with her. Till there was a phone got for him, but then also, even still, that wasn't happening. It didn't really happen until Nesbitt then went down with this vague threat of, oh, we'll help you. We know two of you got warrants. Shit, that was weird, wasn't it? Mm. And then, I don't know, it seemed like that whole same play of, well, if we get Candace and Dawn apart, we separate, blah, blah. I don't know, but Fred and Laura both go to jail. Basically, they corner Fred. They take over all the fucking chirps and shit throughout the jail. Ryan's in touch with him. All the psychics are. They, all this shit. Ziggy she's one of the worst for that in this group to do that. She got in trouble for the same fuck shit. And she lied and said she didn't get Fred in trouble for that, but she did. She did the same shit to Lawson's son in another jail and got cut entirely off. But either what they did was separate Fred, and then that's when Fred really started actually talking to her in earnest and fun. Then it just really became a shit show. So you have to wonder at what point Fred's, initially, and if things would have turned out the same. Honestly, if they cut off all communication in that jail between Fred and any YouTuber, or Ryan, or any of the church, and I know it was pissing off all the sales things, but things may have turned out much differently had that not been done that way. Maybe if an Nesbitt hadn't threatened them and then suddenly they're arrested and then, I don't know. Things are there. But I do believe Fred and them were pumping out info to online, some of the first to do so, and Cahootin, and even he shocked Ziggy by being like, oh yeah, the psychics, they had me trespassing on other properties and doing weird shit, right? The first few days after sort, and Ziggy's like, what the fuck? Which can't issue now, whatever, but she seemed a little. And of course, then there's the Juanita and all that shit there too, but, and then the Seraphina cry, I just, meh. And then if you don't have the Psychic Brigade, does whatever. And then how pissed off Seraphina was at me, because I was not attainable. And I called her fraud and told her to get the fuck out of my inbox. Bitch asked me some dumb question. Who's this? Who's that? I was like, bitch, I don't know. You're the psychic. You tell me. And then she decided to go around adding the burial places of my family to her little fucking map as revenge. And then our people trolled the shit out of me and told me they were going to make me look whatever online if I didn't go to fucking Seraphina. And then eventually have Ryan doing Seraphina's mapping dots and going in not once, but twice to cemeteries and fucking my family's graves and shit. Once to get a golden ticket to 125 with Andy. He's a jerk. Okay? Let's not forget. Anyway, so. And then he was fucking around with Seraphina and him and the jail shit with Fred too. That dude's a whole ass fraud piece of shit too. We all know it. Anybody with a brain does. He's sleazy. He's like cubicle sleazy. You just Kate Bleach and Brillo that fucking khaki sleeves off that motherfucker. Right? So anyway. I digress. Totally just had a full casserole and a jar of mayo in the southern driveway. So Ziggy and the rest I don't know what part of the way back they didn't get when I said, bitch, I turned this fucking Discord on, right? And then I don't know what part they got, like what they heard when I said, all right, I'm jumping from Facebook to YouTube to hunt you motherfuckers down for what you've done to us. I'm gonna figure it out. I want to know what the hell, right? I don't know. I, and then of course I've given enough to stop having shit in his tracks throughout the years. Hell, most of them are out there to even make most of the shit you think impossible that they do. But no, somehow they always use anything that's just, I don't know. It's wild. And people are just ridiculous, stupid these days. But either way, and the only thing is that I've never recorded or did this for the intent to air on YouTube or put these things on. Most of what I have throughout all these years is just for my own receipt purposes. And so the story's there in case I end up not being at some point, which is a pretty good possibility. And so the truth remains, even absent of me, and that it can be released and known if necessary. And to also keep us safe uh, in a manner from YouTube creators and how real life shit goes and their setupy shit, their fuck shit, Tweedledee shit, right? And where they can't formulate wrap around it because, and so I know what they do, alright? My shit's never been made. I'm gonna air it. I'm gonna put it on there for content. It ain't content, alright? Anything I've ever recorded, like officialized, police, anything like that, I do not put out. I ain't got these motherfuckers on live stream. I just don't. That ain't content. This the other. I don't like. I don't like shit, and I'm not one for it. But anyway, so. But there are times, I think, and this is one of those, especially as they're all having their fake fucking meltdown, hiding their shit between Ryan 6 and Z and all the bullshit, right? And you name one fucking YouTuber over here and done the whole lawsuit, civil whatever, order of, boo, is fucking content while the rest of us actually try to get fresh and actually try to get real lawsuits, civil suits, criminal charges. And them motherfuckers always I'm like, you know, these fucking YouTubers ain't the victim of shit, but their own poor decisions and the terrible things they do on real life individuals, you know. And it's like Dolly and them. It's like down there in Leilani's. Quentin Simon's case. You think they care to take a little bit of a charge or a tap or a civil suit or to fuck around in court? And look at all of Miss Sebastian's that bullshit Rico-ish, whatever it was. Yeah, me and were like in the background on the defendant and the plaintiff list were fucking, well, fucking. And there it was, taking up court's time this time at that, and then all these content creators made it a cycle and verses and team and entertainment. Bro, that was such a misuse of the system, and every one of them goddamn people deserve to be on fucking defendant side in the state and the feds prosecuting shit out of them, honestly. And they were all cooped out. It was like, what the hell am I seeing right now? Yeah. But I know law enforcement and feds see that shit too. But tell me, look at them. It's like even in their summers, look, they tamper between mine and Andy's case. Anything they can get wedged in, do this, do that, set up arrests, try to get people this, that, and the other, in betweens, fuck shit, accusing people of crimes they ain't done. Hell with all that. Uh-uh. They do fuck shit that goes extreme real life. And they're capable. Hell, look at that old fake child vanishing shit. Ernie, Nick, and the rest, pulling Jimbo up there. Mind fucking two of their own children and playing a whole, there's a missing child. I mean, Jesus Christ. If that doesn't terrify the world, I don't know what would. But that's exactly what the fuck happened there. It was like, God, you know? But anyway, so, yeah, but, there are time periods, you know, where we knew with lawyers and everything else very early on and police and agencies that we already had enough. But then there will be time periods it's like, okay, I've had it. I don't want to compile anymore. I just want these motherfuckers to just, right? Just seal, you know? And then I call make sure shit again, right? And then inevitably by the time, it's like, okay, so, or I'd be advised to do something. Or wait a little longer, do this. And I'm glad I have. And I will, I'll continue my own way as everything plays out. Um, and I'm gonna try very hard not to give them some giant spectacle or anything else to feed off of for the low tide season or anything else. So it's also one reason for holding. I'd rather summer be found first and the person responsible in cell and cuffs and shackles and well on their way to a jury or a judge or whatever they choose before I do anything on my side, just because, you know, these people don't need more, I mean, max chaos factor, right? So, um, anyway, old Ziggy here, like most of the YouTubers, is not only just how precarious, perilous, and, outright goddamn fucked their situation is for years, and they've continued to tee and Jody so don't mean it, and she's bluffing, and there's cards, and well, when we're boot scooting, boogieing around and calling every police department or law firm, we're doing this, the other. Look what we're doing online. It must discredit her. It must do this. It must make her look crazy. Look if Monster goes into court and says, and blah, 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 blah. And look if Faithy does a fake ass lawsuit to fuck with her on purpose. Blah, 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 blah. Then, we'll get away with. And if, we just act crazy and we do the lunatic shit and we just pump out all the shit during times we think Jody Sue's doing something, then it'll make her look so much. And then people just, blah, blah, blah. Or like, a lot of the parasites and a lot of the yappadoodles will do their own thing and start running nothing but propaganda against me. And I'm like, really? Alright. Or they'll start acting extra crazy, so then if anybody's looking at them, it's just a nutter. That's what the cops or the courts or something like. It's very strange. I don't know how they think that flies when they're like 9, 10 months out of a year. They're perfectly sane seeming. And their cycles only tend to look fucking totally fruit bat when they think things are shaking. Yeah, that looks intentional after so many cycles. Anyway, Ziggy there, Fred, just as an example. And it goes so far beyond them too, though. Right? I think everybody involved be pretty aware of what the hell this is and what I mean and how encompassing it is tonight. Now Zig had done enough long, long ago in a land, well, still here. Even in Indiana, and from and to, and this, the other, you know? She thought she was having a good time. She getting paid on that channel. She monetized on my name and cancer and DV and all the shit, right? So, y'all been having a great time, I guess, right? Pretty confident. But, no, I don't think they're ever gonna do anything. But, well, I don't know if you can do that. But. Bitch, I've been telling y'all, but don't blow. Half of that's pushy shit too. Just see if I'll do something like I'll do shit my own way, my own time, and I guess others will too. It's just how it works. Like tonight, you know. So anyway, you know, I'd say Ziggy was pretty well fucked. Yep. Um, definitely at certain moments. Um, uh huh. Honestly, I'd take it all the way back to Ziggy having possession of the copy and paste Slay things that then ended up in the real Stacy's List thing almost verbatim with. Well, I might even take it back to the Green Eye shit, honestly. Other things, I don't know. Ziggy's the holder, right? Love it. Anyway, Ziggy just be doing too much. Too much. She knows it too. It's like Ziggy leaking this shit about somehow knowing that somebody had accessed the Tennessee state system somehow and been fucking around records. Like, Ziggy knowing who all's fucking using their jobs to get shit brought back into existence and papers served or put back on things. Along with certain characters appearing at those certain times and certain, yeah, you know. Almost like that. Hmm. Ziggy just be touching too much. Y'all had her touch too much. She leaky. So many things about Ziggy though, right? Thing is, it ain't just Ziggy, man. As far as those responsible for some of the shit that started going even further. Now, and those really, it started hard and setting definitely as Ryan, PG, Ziggy, etc. If you mean, well, all the careers, but they were all really firmly cahooting with Fred, but everybody been cahooting with certain local characters and ground squirrels and stalkers and such for eons, but certain group of them, right? But then something started really forming a line. Planted things became firm. Took a while, whatever. But see, the thing is, some of us already seen that happening and moving because what? Well, all the way from Penny, Scott, well, technically Andy Piper, all that shit, all the way down to Jenny, Adrian, etc., and then to Dolly and Solo, and then to PG and Solo, and Sharon and Andy, and and then Ziggy and Andy, and then Becca, stupid mouth on his all the things, right? And then Benny, of course. The look what you made me do, right? The thing with Penny, I mean, there's all that in there, of course, but you know, so, but there is a point in time there to where they were all firmly coding with this local group and with Fred and with Ziggy. And Ziggy helped build Deception right as they come out and sit there, and then Jenny and Adrian right up his ass and all the things, right? And then if, well, you have things, you hold things, you damn well know they were doing the things and responsible for building the things. Sending the things. Right. That little local crew and shit. It's still continuing, of course. Obviously. Now, I've just been hanging back and watching it build, you know. Of course, when Ziggy put the heart in, set on it, and kept doing it, and lifted off of Blue Solo and Dolly, that really became a period, and other times where. And then her and Fred, it's just fine. Their dates, times, they matter. But, it was already bringing about certain occurrences, right? Like her and Tiffany Marie and all them did with vehicles and her drive by air and how it had very real effects on those around me and otherwise, and obviously put us in danger, things like that. And let's not forget her buffer doxing with Six Up and several others, and Andy and CZ complete mission, and then a repeat of that bullshit there, not Six Up leaving her shit out of that. Bitch don't own shit, does she? Nope. So, and I know for what reason it's being done, and I'm like, whatever. I know why they're doing it, and leading up to certain dates. More power to them, I guess. But, see, Ziggy and them in this group, they were all already bringing about certain real bad fucking characters. This is all fine. Like, I guess I'm supposed to have goddamn histrionics about it at a stop sign or some shit. Pick up the goddamn phone, call the police or something every 2 seconds. Nah, I'm good. Nah, people are fully aware and always have been of what characters want to do dumb shit for this group. Probably in real time. Probably before I even come out of this door. These are calmly. No. Y'all take a guess. So anyway. Um to usually be like, open the door, I'm like, can I fucking help you today? Dear group hive of the fucking tubers thinking you're slick as fuck. Really? Same characters, right? Anyway. So it's already bringing shit about. Like, goddamn. And some of these motherfuckers really are dangerous. They are. Okay? They're the type of motherfuckers that kill your ass. In a heartbeat. It's like, whatever. But armed, aggravated robberies. You know, motherfuckers that might do crazy shit. They'll be fucking around. All kinds of fuck shit. All involved in certain shit one way or the other. But then you see, I was here and there. No, and things were definitely already capable of being done before then. But then when that started happening, it was real capable and wanting to be done. And then things were decided. And then once Ryan firmly got involved and PG other things got involved, yep. And certain other little locals that were already embedded and fucking around with this group from Boswell and shit like that too. And, all the little ground squirrels already formulated. Really inset, and their people decided to join that from the local crew and otherwise, all the shit. It really became a shit show. But anyway, I'll tell you right now, it's still that way. Though it's lasting. Which is, in a way, putting us in more danger and harm's way, but whatever. Um, anyway, so watching it grow and build with the addition of Ryan and others fucking around in it, and obviously still is, and knowing that you hold the pieces to show certain characters are moving certain shit and this pathway of long term, what I'd assume is a setup-y thing, also a constant avenue or stream of attempted information to go back and forth, and to potentially try to piss me off to the degree that I'd come in my skin and do something stupid. And I think all of us here locally knew that. And so I didn't climb out of my skin and do anything stupid. Which for me, I think I'd been fully justified in doing had I felt the urge or like being that stupid or taking the fucking bait. But, anyway, so it behooved one to wait throughout all that. And as you can see, it picked up, especially around time Fred's release. You see Stick Shovel Guy with two clean shoes, not the right tan lines, nothing. Whatever. Witnesses seeing certain folks, Fred and Ram Fred associating vehicles, shit, dropping off cameras, watching them, whole nine, right? And Ziggy trying to do and then obviously some family of Fred's playing some shit too. And others helping the Teehee games of mix up vehicle, all the shit. Have that in play. Weird money movements around documentaries, shit, all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, it ain't lost on many of us. Anyway, so, and then you have, some of Marlena's role and things and certain things at times, and Fred T and MT and Jobs got everybody too much tee, right? And with the court. I guess you can call them that. And not to be confused with the team. I've had enough of both. Yeah. But anyway, the pickup and all that leads to planning of certain things and this and other, and oh boy. And just a bunch of fuckery. I know that's y'all probably like more there, but for the time being, I don't think that's wise. There's an abundance more to it, and maybe one day all the names involved and all things will become apparent. I know that I have enough proof and recordings and real receipts and confessions. Oh yeah, I got those. Sure fucking do. Of which and who and what's working for and why and which creators and how it all connects and why it's made to look the ways. Oh yeah, it's there, buddies. It's there. The thing is, even in the way back, those things weren't too smart and didn't realize the capabilities of cameras or that. Well, when I know who you are before I walk out, I might turn things on anyway, or might have bigger ears than mine listening and doing what they do best in the back. So it just depends, really. Anyway, and they all linked themselves immediately, first words out of their mouth, just like the other night happened. Again, certain critters. Anyway, so, like I said, there was enough prior, and I'm glad at those times I just didn't continue to push forward against advice and take out singles because it led to far greater and the ability to take out more of them, uh, and not just civil ways, but in very criminal charged ways. And and I know that obviously that it will always be up to DAs, prosecutors, judges, etc. But when you take people's words for things, you just but you can also still do things on your own and push. So and so now, thankfully, there is enough to go. It's so far beyond just civil. And on some of your most illustrious creators here who have tampered in our real life so far, it's unreal. Played fucking tee, thought they were slick little geniuses. Catch me if you can. Type shit. Just all fucking cahooting together. Anyway. So, and I know there are periods there, right? And I always thought it was funny. He was like, see, she raised like whatever for a lawyer. I never got enough for a fucking lawyer against her, man. And then eventually, uh, I did get enough file that's still there, but that was just for civil. And those, I mean, I just had enough of her points, man. And then was told certain times, yeah. I always found it pretty funny when she get on and make fun of it and act like I done something right. Mm-hmm. Little did Zigster know why things. I mean, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell her. She don't listen real well. I think it's a fucking joke, and then they can all use their YouTube platforms to try to make people look certain ways. And then that'll somehow buffer them from law enforcement or civil or criminal shit. And people will believe them over fucking evidence, confessions, proof that they're doing it, especially for years in an organized manner. And when they always bet too hard on law enforcement doesn't know, doesn't see, doesn't believe, blah, 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 and they can tamper with everybody. No, they see this group just fine. They have long before Summers' case, and then the extremes they went to in Summers and Sebastian's and others, and how extreme this group's getting in every high-profile active case in the country. I mean, you can see it every time, and pushback against it is really starting to pick up. Um, they're not blind or oblivious to all or how you operate in the least. Come on, do you think the goddamn eyes are sore on the government and all of y'all motherfuckers investing and cryptoing and moving currency around the fucking world, laundering and cleansing and shit? Do you think they're that fucking stupid? Or, that's one thing I don't fucking like anyway. Y'all stupid? Let's fucking tell. I mean, a lot of them just don't like that. When you're just trying to fuck with them because you think you're all a bunch of catch me if you cans and you can just go mind fuck and use your deception detective decks and your modulations and all that shit. So, like, go attempt to fuck with law enforcement or detectives or courts or laws. I don't like that type of shit. So, yeah, I mean, just awesome. You know, I know we've been, and it's like I know personally, how seriously they took Juanita's scamming con ass, trying to say she was working with the police, all that shit, and taking down live streams. That was one thing I did take note of in Ben Hill. I was like, this crazy bitch. And other neighbors, surely not. Okay. Those motherfuckers. Oh, damn. Where's that chick? He takes him. I'm right across. I'll be goddamn. And who do you send it to? Holy shit. Well, don't eat that fast. You okay down there? Okay. Squirrel. Fucking brilliant. What the fuck is the lineup on it? There's the chain. Question is why? Why? Huh. Only one reason I'm gonna go. motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in that. That's a shit of nightmares. Into I think I'm gonna need more espresso for the night. I don't know how to put ground zero. For seconds, minutes, hours. Yeah. Okay, anyway. I know they took that seriously then. Tell me, I was like, you see this bitch trying to say she's working with y'all? Like, what the fuck? And immediately there was a release publicly from police. No, I said, oh, and then the bitch heated out of town, right? Supposedly Don and them did the same. That's something I heard a couple months back. So it wasn't just us, but I know when I showed, I was like, this bitch should be online, saying she's working for y'all every night, and deletes her lives. She's like, another hotel, Little Caesars Pizza, and she's marching here, spritzing her stuff, you know. Like, what the fuck? And they left, I told her, you know, I got the links. I made a press release, and then the bitch heated out of town. Anyway. Knows where they're fucking at. Zero costs over the others. God damn. Anyway, so throughout the years, some things have remained consistent. We're fully aware in the beginning that the biggest eyes you could imagine were on some of these YouTubers, especially some of the local faceless motherfuckers fucking around. Some of the first to blackmail and do all the crazy shit or attempt to, and whatever, and then so on and there forth. Even recently asked about creators. You know, they're not blind of you all. They see you just fine. They're well aware of what you all are doing, have done, and are continuing to do. It's like with all your fucking hoax call shit. Even those like Benny and shit pulled, man. Police departments here know his goddamn voice, everything else, so they know shit coming around. And you know, generally speaking, they don't tell you who called the cops. They don't do any of that shit. These dudes show up at the door, they're one of y'all stupid shit, be like, it's goddamn Benny again under a fake name. I was like, yeah, I know. Figured so, you know. They'd be like, that motherfucker. I'd be like, yep. They'd tell me as soon as I answered the door, I'd be like, yeah, there's Benny again. I was like, no shit. Like the day of Jenny and Adrian's bullshit. I was trolling. It's like, alright. We all know. You know? We know. And, you know, it's like having them show up and, like, Benny and others have been harassed and doing shit. They're watching somewhere. Because they show up down, yeah, right? We see that Benny's obviously fucking with you hard online and harassing you. We can hear the phone ringing, you know, obviously. Can we get that? That type of shit, right? You're not oblivious. And I mean, just from that, it's like when y'all lost your shit about them making the pressers from Earhart LM saying, you know, that they had eyes on everybody and everything, you know. Well, duh. Think they don't watch or see? Of course they do. But don't worry, guys. Your module taking and failed degrees and your deception detective decks and your McDonough and penny skirts and chasing stamp and Ryan's History Channel specials. It'll save all of you. They'll, they'll be blind. They won't know shit, right? So anyway, the thing is, you know, you have a bunch of motherfuckers. Like, I don't think anybody. I think everybody should have probably just went, whoa. Probably somewhere near the time they, after using a fake Fed for about 45 high-profile cases, was chasing and scraping this area were well aware of, but then just didn't decide to out until like 2 years later, right? It's like, yeah, okay, so at any point during this, you could have stopped it. But either way, I think that um, introducing fake agents to the point where the and then attempted to set up real federal agents and others with it, and being told outright, yep, that Discord's old. Mm-hmm. Told you. Man didn't sound happy. I know I'm not happy. Jiffy Doe. Jiffy don't. Jiffy mix. Slung off out of the party somewhere around the time copy and paste Ziggy. Alright? That's all I'm saying. Um, so the thing is, I think that would have been the time this group would have been like, oh shit. Which I mean they were like, oh shit, but you think they would have kept it there? No. No, they did not. Uh-uh. Oh, of course they did. They never do. But anyways, so there are just points of times where there's contact. I recall or do whatever, early on anyway. And I'd be like, man, if I had enough, what do I need to do again? How do I do it? Da, 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 da. There's already this, the other, and then these motherfuckers already listed on this paperwork or that paperwork or listing them as a group. You remember when y'all made fun of that too? And you aired things you aren't legally supposed to, not to be confused with Moselle and Eaton of Evidence by McDonough and Jenny and Adrian being responsible for, and Penny and him for being responsible for that shit along with McDonough. And then trigger bitching certain family members into thinking that they were trying to stop it while they were actually behind having it done. Yeah, it's lovely when you'll proof of that. But it's what they do. It's how manipulative Gavel and Tracy and Penny and fucking Adrian slash Cromwell and Ollie Moore. Then they want to be on and be like, Jill, I contacted my baby. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. But anyway. Yeah, but that's how they get them, right? It's part of it. It's like they did that same shit with Sage at one point. Sage had shut up with her pick me bitch wrong ass bullshit. And God, one of these days, maybe I'll get around to those recordings. Having to talk to that one, it's just like, are you serious, you slithery bitch? They will really try to mindfuck you and make you think what you seen, heard, and da da da. It's like her with that voting on my kid's name, and I did not. Like, who the fuck are you, Tiffany Marie? The grass is fucking, I don't know, orange, and the sky is fucking olive green. Oh, what the fuck, bitch? I know exactly what the fuck. Oh, you stupid. God. It's just, there's some tongues around here listening to them, and then they try to, just their little cultivated voices, and say just one of those, she's like, no, baby. No, that's not what it is. I'm just telling, oh my God. The fucking way and the manipulation of these fucking cunt twatty bitches, man. Sometimes you really just want to jerk their fucking tongues out. And like, who are you? But you gotta listen and just compile. And you're like, God damn, they really thought that was working on me, huh? They're really trying to talk to me like this right now, huh? Alright, fine, we'll just go with it. We'll just let them say whatever we gotta say. And, Jesus Christ, and you just gotta listen and hang in there and try not to push back too much or give me a clue. Like, you just ain't having it. And you gotta listen to it. It'll give you a goddamn migraine. Sometimes heart attacks, and shit, whatever. It just depends on the day. Fucking, it's ridiculous. And a lot of it, just. All of them are like that though, right? And I swear every one of them I've ever had on the phone, I know they're compiled or whatever through the years, they're all like that. They're like, now I know I did some things to you, but, well, that's not what. And you just have to sit there and go, oh God, alright. So we'll just let them say what they want to say, and then every now and then be like, bitch, you know what you did to me, and you know about, and you know I don't like it, and you know we ain't gonna be friends, and you just tell me your rewritten tale of whatever, and then we'll just put it in a compilation folder of, was I supposed to buy that sainthood bullshit, slick ass tongue shit? Alright. Hope your shit don't change after that, But It's like, hey, generally speaking, after most of them throughout the years, you just want to take a bleach bath. Fucking Brillo until you look like raw hamburger meat. They're all the same. They would really like to see the rewritten version, and I just don't know. Abusers, manipulators, to that degree, weasels, yeah, they're all. And when you can hear them and see them, you know what they're doing. It's very hard to stomach and take, but you just gotta let them do their thing, you know. Whatever. But anyway, my point here is tonight is that as example-ish, obviously, you know, it includes a great deal of the group and the locals are using in different ways and shit, and in the same way, you know, but to do all this shit or to send them out to do it, even if some locals weren't firmly aware how they were being used in it or how they were being trigger bitched or manipulated or whatever else. I know certain characters, like, man, just knowing these wild motherfuckers set people upon motherfuckers that just ain't ever done nothing to, ain't, you know what I mean? They just fed them a bunch of bullshit, just like they did the world. No, I don't, like, what, you know? So, anyway, there are points in time, you know? This is one of those. And, it matters in the sense of this was another point of contact. Obviously, you'll hear from this that, you know, those papers you weren't supposed to legally have, and that asshole wasn't supposed to legally give you, and been warned against, like, y'all made TV fun of and all that shit. And then, I believe there were some that Sharon and me used to, then try to get us killed again with. That was fantastic. And then to try to out certain elite and shit. That was crazy. Um, that was crazy. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, y'all always had a good time with the paperwork and shit that, you know, that one and Yahoo bitch kept giving you against Judge's Orders Court or, you know, all that shit. But anyway, yeah. But you always had something funny to say, didn't you? Especially the stalking crew, and it falls into the core group and the Boswell crew and all that shit, didn't you? Mm. Always had a good time. But always when you call back and you do something, you know, you have to catch up strangers to speed and all that. Doing all things, you know. And then see what else can be included at certain times. And da, 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 da. But shit was getting rather serious at one point. Um, for the particular characters that were showing up that I'm not put out here and things. And it's like, yeah, I think that's enough, but no, it behooved to let it continue, and then it got extremely worse once, you know, old Zeke and Fred really combined super forces, and certain people around here wanted to fuck around while Fred was on ground and otherwise. And certain creators wanted to have a little tea hands in it. And then how even after Fred left ground here, I went up to Indiana and they could all play, but Fred ain't even there. But things already been done. And then this group and the core and others continued onward, and it became extremely extreme. And still sort of is, but you know, it's however you take it right now. But it behooved one to let that continue, and it still is. And I have absolute proof of that over the last few days, as always. And I think, obviously, well, I'll get there. I hope. Um, so, like I said, you're gonna hear shit here from way back. Obviously, some of you be able to play states with some of it this there, but This will predate old stick and shovel fake fuckery dropped off witnesses, camera boy, and shit by loan. Wow. So you can imagine how much occurred after that. Some of you are semi-aware of some things, and obviously a bunch of you creators and you Kahoot locals will be fully aware of how far you've gone and how much fuckery, including even in the past few days, and what it looks like you're doing to Monster. Though he probably thinks he's in with it's fun. Bro, that's your own team, man. Fuck. But alright. I'm just gonna roll the dice. Because it doesn't matter to me either way. Right? Doesn't matter to me. I just feel petty about it because certain people don't seem like they want me to. And I don't care. But that's right. Oh, Lord. No. No. Hold on. I might do the refresh. I think that's some new shit over here. Shit's bullshit. Give it a minute. I know this is fucking ridiculous. You know, these cats fucked up my poor phone more the other night. They, they like did something up there with an existing crack, and now it's like doing that weird leaky liquid looking thing up there, and it's spreading. I want to give up. Get another one, cause this shit's all fucked. I've been knowing that shit for years. Cause this one, I literally walked outside of the store after buying it years ago, and it was so slick. She was busy, so she didn't even put it back in the box. Nothing like was shut. I was like, "What the fuck?" And it fell. So it's been fucked since got it. I was like, "Fuck it." Shattered like a motherfucker. All right. Anyway, let's see if it'll work now. Go to. Weather updates. Weather updates. Google said, bitch, you gotta do something about it. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on, Hawkins. There's something funky going on down there. You fucking serious? Fuck it. Alright. We're not gonna do this. You gotta be kidding me. It's not that. Let me see. I knew it. I just knew it was gonna happen. May have to move things places. Yeah, no shit. I mean, you don't say. Thank you. Oh, you bastard. Fine. Have it your way. We'll do it this way. Mm-mm. Does that. Has fits. Can't blame it. May have to move this one to like a third or fourth one. Momentarily. How far? It's coming those nights. The universe is working against me. And that's cool. Because why not? I took too long getting to the point. Now the point's coming. I just called and I talked to somebody and my connection went down. That one was even better. But, like I said, this is a piece. Okay, yeah, what can we help you with? I'm trying to figure out how and where I need to file paperwork to start a lawsuit against an individual who has been harassing us for years now, with absolute proof of it, and it goes beyond harassment. They're trying to act. And see, like I said, you'll hear me try to sell things as quick as I can to this person, but I know that others inside these places are fully aware. But I still have to touch on the big thing, I'm just, you know, so yeah. It's always like that. It's very hard. It's like if you have a lengthy medical history or something, trying to catch up a new person, but those things are all held in like a big folder by others elsewhere, but you need the one new character to know at least the main. Biggest harm, they're also working with their abuser, who's already got it listed on the orders of protection between him, I, and our daughter, to where they were working with this person in this group in order to harm us. This person has stalked us in person, comes in and out of state to do so, has done videos showing themselves doing it, and laughing. I have it on our security cameras as well. I mean, it's getting. Yeah, Zig, and a few others. Benny, Ziggy a few times. She did that one with her daughter in tow, trying to teach her the techniques, I guess, too. Then she did the helpful how to get to Sesame Street bed and all that, too. And the thing is, like, lockdown and several others in this area. Yeah, I mean, and Benny and they had to be told where we're, and all of them put it back to 110, too, but obviously they knew where we were, but regardless, but all of them say it. Those folks back there, and of course you got to put Nana in, for tour guides, a few Vincents, others in there, and when you have them and the locals helping them doing the fuck shit and the drive-bys, when was it recently? Oh, it was Ryan going. He was with one of the others, and I didn't even know she lived there. That's on my way to work. Excuse me, no, it's not, sir. No, it's not. Work was that way, and this ain't that way. Work was that way, and he's like, "But what am I hiking and winging?" He says for years, but weird. Him and Jen didn't even have a clue how to go about Bays Mountain, any of that shit. Ryan's a cold ass liar. He also never had because monster and shit. But yeah, he's like, oh yeah, somebody pointed it out to me. All y'all built the same. Anyway, but yeah, hmm, so many. Then you can also take it back to yard creepers, realm threats, and shit all the way before Scott and them come out with the whole built ass CZ's PG, all the things and nutters and such. In a ready made fashion, ready to go around Dr. Phil and WJHL and the threats and the dog bones and pigtails, hogtails, and why's the WHL badge popping up on my thing? People trying to get in my kitchen bed. Yeah, you can put it all the way back there and catch people in the yard. You can do that. Certain people sitting to follow us bumper to bumper from interviews, all that shit. You can put it all the way back to Cam and 110, Twister, and others. You can put it all the way back there. Extremes, and they're bringing real danger our way. People are showing up at our door because of them, and I need to do something. So
Okay. So on that, if you want to file charges,
I'm going to do that too, but I'm advised to also start a lawsuit. That's what the prior call was. And then all the other interactions leading up to this time period here. So yeah. Suits. And I have the money, I think, to do that, but I just need to know how much that costs as well, and where to file that.
okay, now for what we do up here lawsuit-wise, are you looking to gain like a lawsuit like money over money, anything money related, or is it over charges like you want them?
And you'll hear me say pain, suffering, that type of shit there. And I'll tell you that if any thing ever comes from this group as far as court settings, you can squeeze, blood out of a turnip, that type of shit. Or somebody can auction off all their goddamn houses and cars and leave them destitute on street corners and that type of shit, and shamed and shunned by their own community, public, all the people that hang out with the water cooler that know about their goddamn hobbies and shit over here terrorizing individuals. All that, for all I give three fucks, can go to build real domestic violence help, not just runarounds and 3 day stays and horse shit. And it can go to missing and murdered individuals that actually goes to help them, their families, or law enforcement in some way. I don't give a fuck about their money or anything else. I would like to see it all taken and stripped from all of them and go to something good that brings about something very good in the universe and creates change. I think that's the best thing that could happen with any dime that could ever be squeezed out of these motherfuckers. And all their crypto confiscated to the federal government can't. They can confiscate it, all that they don't know what to do with it once they do that. They're trying to figure out what to do once, because they are now capable of actually uh, getting the cryptocurrencies and shit, right? And just like they wouldn't bank out shit, they just can't move it or do shit with it. They're trying to figure that out. So that's a win. But this team over here does love their investing, and they're eating off the island nation and tax havens, weird shit, moving their money around shell companies and crap around the world, especially South Africa, strange groups, whatever. But anyway, so you hear me say that.
Charged with harassment and stuff like that?
I would like harassment and stalking, pain and suffering, anything of that nature, but I have absolute proof this person's been stalking us for years. Um, they've done it in the white notice. And the courts officials here and throughout the state, and other states and shit, where some of these creatures are fully aware, attorney generals, that type of thing. They've listened to things I have, and they're like, holy shit, I think I played portions of this. Y'all let Scott him know that. When I told them about that black, that they had so long to turn in, whatever, and then they did, and then they attempted to blackmail them, and then you get the handwritten threat note, listing mine, lip lock, and all that. Yeah, okay, that looks real good on your all's part. Um, But those were attorney generals. Only played a blip of that, and did so long after because they better let y'all continue to fuck around. Anyway, as you can hear, just the little bitty things, they're enough. But there's so much more to that, including trying to get people murdered, harmed, etc. And doing so in a group effort, which that ain't state, that ain't just county, that's federal shit. And for the reasons it's being done, which is a group that have harmed us, spent real life on us, then trying to cover it up and intimidate, blackmail. And then, of course, you got intimidation and blackmail on other levels, and it looks like somebody somewhere locally knows is taking exception potentially to what we are or could be classified as around June 15th, and to me and others, it looks like people just be trying to take out witnesses or contaminate this credit, terrify, blackmail them into oblivion, blah, 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 set them up, do fuck shit. It's up for y'all's guessing and cahooting and trying to weasel dick around. Anyway, so, and then you got long-term bone picking in there, and, weird ass intimidation, blackmail, threatening techniques. So it's just whichever way you want to go with it, really. Open world right in front of them. And part of this revolves around Summer Wells. We are one of the witnesses on. And see, that's the thing, right? You see a lot of these motherfuckers, like Smiley, she tried to get her old man out of it, like DV charges. You see a bunch of them. You see lips on go to court. I got some most service. Bitch, I ain't never done no such thing. These motherfuckers, though, yeah, I mean, you have to sort of say that. These creators don't. They just be using this shit. We're clearly here and real to everything, and what they do to us is based upon that, and why they hunted us down and everything. And it also makes clear to those where, it's like a refresher, but and most of those here locally, they do know. So, but yeah. June 15th, myself and my children. This group has been targeting us since summer vanished that night, before we even knew they were. Yep. Already locals on the ground. Formed this group, formulated and already there because of Boswell's case. Cat Lover, a few others, they go into this group hardcore. Few local, come to find out, true crime YouTubers. Very close, apparently. And then, of course, posts made by others got everybody hunted pretty quickly. This group and Into the Mange you all still watch and should sure were. And that would absolutely include old Zigster in there, who's with MGL, a bunch of his crew, the psychic shit already, blah, blah, blah. And they're extreme, and they're dangerous, and they're doing this in all cases, especially to the main witnesses or people around the case and neighbors, and our abusers helping these people, but where's the lie? There is no lie. You can call me full of shit, but look back at all the cases they've been through. Before Summers and Summers overlapping and continuing. Every time. Look at Benny and them and, the Dollies and the Dougs and the AVs and the ABs and everybody else, and told to get the fuck out of town and get the fuck on somewhere. And look at JLRs and everything else. Look at Mollies and lockdowns and, being called out by feds, law enforcement, surrounding agencies. Look at every time they get the babysitter or the fry guys or any of those, like in Quentin's or all those they attacked in Karen Reed's with Turtle and shit. And I mean, and then you got Jenny and Adrian chasing and everybody else, the Glarus connections, all shit, and so many. And then look at, I mean, look at Anon and Jeremy and Idaho 4 and Piper and all this groups rolling all this shit. Look at Benny and Doug down there, Classic, Cash and Sear. Look at the neighbors they fucked with and all that, Navy Watch and all. Look at it every time. Look what they did in Sebastian's. They picked freaking teenagers that just happened to live in the area. They picked this one and that one and garbage truck man. Look at Idaho 4 with the food truck guys. Look at them doxing people with the same cars and makes and models, putting people in danger. Look at the college professor that the psychic latched onto and sued the shit out of him. I mean, look, every case. Every case. They're doing it to neighbors, innocents. They're doing it to people that are witnesses or close to the case or those who speak out. They find randoms, this and there. I mean, like, that are close or next to. I mean, every time, man. Every time. And it is a pattern. It is playbook. It is script. And they absolutely go extreme in real life on all of them. And they create and seed doubt and try to discredit and try to do this and try to do that. Especially, it looks like if they think the parties they're kissing ass of the most, like Leilani and them, are, you know, or Karen Reed and shit, are real super guilty of their symbiotic maggot relationship. And then look how far they tamper to put out, conspiracy shit and everything else to even and to fuck with attorneys and shit like that, or work with them, possibly, or I don't know, shady money deal. You just never know. In order to get verdicts overturned and shit after and all this, and to continue on, because used to be it looks like they would go the natural quote course for the case. Now it looks like they become so extreme that what their playbook is to destroy the case at all costs because it makes them more. They can keep going with it into infinity. They don't really give a shit about these victims, survivors, fighters, their families, law enforcement, real justice. These people are monsters, man. Often, somehow, wildly enough, worse than those they tell you they're hunting or wanting justice or throw the colored hearts up or team this or team that or one whatever and hashtag name spelled wrong insert here. Didn't know this. I didn't know this person was already doing some of these things. Like the night summer vanished. This is how quick they are. But yeah, I mean, you even got videos of this person driving by her house and putting them up online showing her stalking, harassing, and laughing about it. I've got it on my security camera at the same time in my own streams showing them because her screaming, yelling, laughing about it, yelling things at my family, showing her properties to the world, talking crazy about it, implying we're on drugs. Now she's got people online. Which is also another thing. When she was clearly aware of my vocal disabilities, also shit, and then don't get me started on what Fred told her initially. Yeah. Versus what him and her came up with, and her, after the fact and all that. And what each and every one of you creators have done for years. Most of the time while y'all are actually ones on dope or drunk or intoxicated. Yep. And fully aware from the beginning that it's like Jenny and Adrian watching their little conversations in Kahoot and Michelle and the meth and everybody else, like, behind the scenes, all the shit, half of which is formulated and whatever, but fully aware and acknowledging they're fully aware of my vocal disabilities this year and that I'm not intoxicated and Michelle not allowing it and da 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 and the Kahoot and Serafino, but all the things. I just love it. But they're fully aware. And see, there's the thing, right? When it's known that you're fully aware of something, okay, and you know that someone is not intoxicated, and they say, it's a vocal disability, and blah, 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 and these are real health things, and then you go on for years to then be like, no, no, that bitch is sloshed, that bitch is on this. You see how that goes? It shows your intention behind what you're doing and putting out in the propaganda and the slander and the libel and harassment and all this shit, right? And what you're doing in a systematic way with a group. All creators will really fall into that here, obviously. And then, boy, when you get them coating around channels to absolute, I just, imagine the years of that shit. Mm. Yeah. Shows intent. It's about like when Jenny and Adrian come on there, like, no, this kid gets the bacon. And then they did it anyway. It's like Penny admitting the same, and then, look what you made me do. Right? All the things. Ziggy, the same. Interesting, isn't it? Shows intent. Shows what you were had knowledge of, could grasp, comprehend at the time, and then, poof, you did it anyway. Look what you all did to yourselves. What you chose to do. um, that are bringing danger to us in such ways that it's bringing real dangerous individuals from here locally to our door, and also that on security camera and how it lines up with what she's done and saying and threats made and people on it. I mean, look, they're outright saying they're trying to get us murdered and harmed, and it's, I mean, this is extreme.
I completely understand. So on that, the first step that you want to do is go to, we're located in downtown Kingsport area. You need to go down to Kingsport City and get a police report, tell them everything that's going on, talk to an officer about all that.
About 90 counties wide.
And they'll write you out a police report. Then you bring that police report up here to file charges on whatever you want to talk about down there, harassment, stalking, whatever you want to decide on down there. That is your first steps. I'm not sure. I don't think it costs any money to do a police report. I could be wrong. But that is your first steps is to go to Kingsport City. You're on the first floor, and do a police report and all of that, and they can help you with more information if you need questions or anything like that. And then you bring that police report back up here to the second floor to file the charges and stuff like that. We just can't file charges without a police report or anything like that.
And then throughout all these years, I think many of us here inside the system are fully aware that certain things, if done, can then be requested or seen, or maybe certain ones with misusing certain jobs or shit can get hands on things they need not. And then maybe this group or how they're working can then try to weave around or fuck up shit or stop something that might be important to how they all link together. So you sort of have to watch about what goes in and when and how and what's available and what's not.
If that makes kind of a little bit of sense.
Okay. Now, if I wanted to do it just on pain, suffering, harassment, what do I need to do with that? If I want to do like a personal civil suit.
Let me see. Let me put you on hold for that. I am not sure if that's going to be with us or not, and I will double check. And while we're here right now, I can go ahead and give you Kingsport City's number, the ones that are located down below us. If you have any more questions,
Okay. I've got their number.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And let me put you on hold 1 minute. Let me go ask about the lawsuit that you're talking
I gotta tell you, it's like hours of this shit that I, and many days, and many moments, and so many places. Obviously, just the little bits, right? To even newcomers' ears are enough to go, yep, you know, criminal charges. That ain't just civil. Like I said, that's before it picked up to stick and shovel boy status, and then, oh, got so much worse in the lineup after that point. And with so many other creators I didn't expect, to be involved in the Cahoot and full at, to that degree. And for the locals to, be all confessy about it. And how and why, I mean, and who all's playing in it with the locals and the little original straight out of Boswell type of shit. And the core and whatever, but it's given it all time to do its things, but it's not a joke. Never was. And if just those little things, just the little things, I guess you're gonna call that, that old Ziggy had technically by that the point of this had done all on a seeming on though obviously you can hear me say group and da 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 and where they'd already been on paper and other things and known here locally and inside of agencies and to the state attorney generals and such by his point. um yeah, I guess you just had to know all things, but it's like if that doesn't strike you, that it strikes fresh newbies here as enough for. As you're trying to catch them up so that they know exactly where to send you what to do, at points you think, okay, now has to be that time, right? But then you're like, nah, maybe it ain't, right? And so you just hold and you wait and you compile some more, let shit right out. So what do y'all think? If that's enough for criminal charges on Ziggy then? And civil. You think about what the fuck she and Fred have definitely gotten up to since then. The other critters, the teehee, the core. What do you think about adding all the other little locals into that shit? And long-term stalkers y'all had a real good fucking time with and still are. And little plants and seeds. Your little lineup of Cahooty setupy shit. Avenues and searching in and around families, that type of shit. What do you think with the confessions of some of those playing with you that you don't know yet have confessed to all of it? Ryan, Prayer Garden, a couple others. Your core, you feeling good? Feeling good about it? Because, I mean, I hate to say it, because my intention was just leave all the little locals alone, at this point, some will have to be included in this, obviously. They'll really not, especially, and I'm going to try to leave alone if possible. I mean, and it'll obviously be up to other people's decisions, not mine. But as far as parts I can control, I mean, at a certain point. Um, any that I know have been blackmailed or harmed or their real lives gone in on by these creators to do this to them or make them cooperate or play tee with them, I'd rather not go or aim for them, but there are certain locals. They just went way beyond the goddamn bounds from the get go, and they still are. And so they can just eat the fuck on with the rest, but that's just how I feel about it. And so if you think that is enough, and it, like I said, this was a rather long day. Um, and like 45 minutes of which I put over here to play, but I don't know that I'll play all of it. But like that's enough to fresh ears to it. All right. And when the call dropped and I got to him and I had to redo the thing, the one prior to that, oh yeah, it was already on, and then they were already aware, like I said, some were not new to this and knew all of you all who were fucking around and wanted your ass badly anyway, and brought into courts and this and the other to begin with. So, yeah, buddy. Anyway, um, and here till that sort of remains such. I hear some of those just like wait on y'all to hear that y'all coming into town doing all kinds of shit just to eat your asses the hell up. So there's that. I don't like some of y'all very much. But anyway, so if that's enough, what do you think the rest means? Before the full lineup of characters after and now I'm telling you this is quite a while before Stick Shovel Boy and the real inset and the dropping off people and Fred and the T cameras and the Ziggy, but out and Fred turning around at certain places where nobody said he had, but somehow she knew it's wearing all the things, and Ziggy somehow out having knowledge of this and knowledge of that, which obviously includes more of the group doing the movement somehow in systems and misusing jobs some more and things like that. Ziggy playing with all the, you know, get off the ride and pet the zoo motherfuckers like, you know, Nanner and crew. Benson, Skinnifer's shit. So if that's enough, what do you think the rest of the lineup looks like? How much of it touches the rest of you all? The little squirrels y'all got on the ground, you plan on trying to put it all off on and eat the fuck away with your crypto bags and shit. All that shit, right? Is you scraped right in the hell for probably guilty parties or try to hide behind and y'all just skirt for. I mean, what is it, man? If you think that was enough to criminally charge Zealand, let what her and Fred on, and all the shit. And I gotta tell you, there was further shit after Fred did that shit. Oh, sir, go on. Told the wolf for this bet and things. So, don't know why. I'm glad I sort of did, though, but I was asked to. And, but if you think that right there, just a little bit in the cursory, slight zip of an overview was enough for Ziggy. I think it's even worse now what could be done to Ziggy or Fred or any of the rest of y'all who've helped since Stick Shovel Boy. Creating a lineup of local critters who all can do stupid shit and stalk and work with y'all tee and in the core and outward. What do you guys think? Do you think I have this much that were just portions of just that one day? And there's far more to that one day, obviously, as you see. Do you think there's that much there because somebody told me to fuck off? I was crazy. They don't believe me. Oh, they looked at so and so's and just to log off, or, you know, you know, y'all did 40 hit pieces on me leading up to, and well, now I look like the bad guy, or an he filed a false fucking lawsuit to fuck with the judge. Do you think that's it? I'm gonna go with no. All right. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get some more ice. And I'm gonna pour some more espresso in my jet fuel over here. Alright, guys. Life. This is the first time.
Yeah, as far as I know.
And I skipped a portion we had talked about these bullshit fake fucking lawsuit and all that crap. And I wanted to be sure that I didn't have to have one type of report to do one thing. And I wasn't sure on this time with how it had upticked. Uh, because I didn't go around like these nutters online making it a habit. And I just wanted to make sure that juncture I didn't have to do a report for like the civil and everything else. So. And as you'll be able to tell here in a second, I was not talking to part of the court system that does the civil. This is
For even like when you're the charge wise, any charges or anything, I do know that we have to do the police report. That is the first step.
oh
But let me, I'm not sure the civil suit on the pain and suffered on that. I am not 100% sure. We do not do that over here.
okay.
Ask when I give you this number, whenever.
So clearly, these guys are in charge of the criminal aspect of it. And then, obviously, just these three bursts of that long day. It tells you that oh, well, just log off. Oh, well, you're just crazy. Well, we just checked in so and so's YouTube and they put up some hit pieces. You look like XYZ. We're just not going to take you serious, lady. And with all these places already new, which clearly this was a new guy. So you have to do the cursory, like I said in the beginning thing, but even they're like, yeah, this is enough. You just gotta, and I will tell you, featured in these bits is, yeah, this is a go, but, this, and this need to be done. This was enough. So, I don't know what to tell you. I've not been fucking around or bluffing in any way. So, so it should tell y'all that if there's enough there to have criminal charges pressed and put against you for others to want to bring you up on. And to be like, yeah, it's a go. If. But then for things to be decided to where it's for reasons, and then to go, yeah, that now, like I said, I'm sort of glad in ways, even though it's been fucking reign of terror. Anyways, right? And hard to put up with. Obviously, still shit. Because it's given more connections, it's enabled more things to be put down, and you all to be overconfident assholes in core teams and groups and ground squirrels and everybody fucking around, right? It can be used to take out and take down a great swath of. And if done correctly, I suppose. But if to ears that work in criminal courts, it's enough. And all they need is me to go and do the thing so that they can do their thing by the ending of this day. And that was far before Stick Shovel Boy and the rest of the lineup and all the tee and, you know, planted firmly things. All the shit, I mean, like, you think about it now. It's just a question. Y'all feeling alright, Becker? It's like that shit I told you about with Ryan and Ziggy. It don't make no sense. Tell me that motherfucker's suddenly pissed off enough to do whatever after she been saying that same shit for well over a year now, and honestly, it could be the fact she helped build his ass the fuck up and propped him up, and then she had him a connection for all the shit. Come on now, we don't know. This is ludicrous as fuck. No, Six hitting at Ziggy, being like, "Oh, just put away all her shit," but then Six is doing the same. Come on, dude. Nah, good. Anyway, y'all buy the bullshit if you want to. I ain't. Gotta wonder what level of harassment is it to help an abuser, though. With orders of protection placed, then a psychic who had already harassed us used our goddamn map to go to people's family graves to torment the fuck out of people, and then to do it again recently. And then for abusers and other Van Hill participants, and fucking Ryan did, like, essentially try to sew my ass off. Like, what did you all just fucking do in a coat and effort? With how many? And if Ryan only knew what the fuck. Boy. No. And trust me, Ryan has a great big old pile of shit in his hands. He stepped in more shit than he'll ever be able to get out of. Um, yeah. Somebody gonna have explaining to do. But the thing is, I'm gonna get on to what's happened in the last few days and the monster portion of this. Because my brain's on fire and I can't really concentrate for it. Like, I just, So, I'm gonna try to make this quicker and less painful and whatever. So, unbeknownst to the world, because didn't get on your nerve, I happened to be somewhere the other night, and they just happened to be there, but it's a known, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. Did not expect to see really monster, but that's always a possibility. I got just not like it was. So, but there are things, right? Things, a thing, a thing. There's a thing that happens to be in the vicinity. Now, everybody just chit chatting. We all just doing our things, and I was just sort of curious because this thing known to Monster and I all of our lives, right? Has been one of the little pegs in the lineup of fuckers around here. For instance, it was obligated to other things, I suppose, and then it reappears after its last fucker around here, and linked with those who these people have on ground doing fuck shit, knocking, all that crap. Does weird shit then. The other day, my just couldn't sort of tell in broad daylight because there were a few here. That this thing and another thing were sensed in broad daylight. So just walk by. Super shit, dude. It's wild. Under false pretenses and to try to talk to others as they walked by. Right? Then few days removed from that, I see this thing. It looks at me weird. Makes me curious. Still a little fleshy and healthy looking. And when I seen it a few weeks back, should, statistically speaking, based on his poor life choices throughout all the decades of its life, should be on a downhill run from fleshy and alright looking. But it's not either way. So I was like, man, is that? And yeah, it was. But it was giving me a weird side look. I was like, oh, why that look? So it made me curious. So I'm like, normally this thing's running like its ass is on fire towards me. And the other day it was running like its ass is on fire and like it really needed to be dropped off or in here somewhere to walk by casually and to try to, talk to folks, right? What's up right now? So it's like, hey, what you doing? Oh, me? Yeah, you. What you up to? And then they get all. Well, they just do them. So, a whole bunch of shit. Whatever, Wildly enough, it immediately starts naming off, just like last times it's been doing fuck shit on purpose, in fashion, on certain characters. Starts naming off the whole fucking list, right? Of all the other lineups. Like, I know something. Then tries to make me think one that I know is not available currently. You'll have to leave a message at the beep. Tries to make me think they're in the parking lot. I'm like, nah. But what'd you bring that name up for? Anyway, just weird shit. I'm sort of giggling internally. I know what's up. I've known what's up since well over a year ago, let's say. And if I got to, probably even, I don't before that. But I'm like, what the fuck? Why don't you just get a leak? And why don't y'all just add another leaky head to this shit, right? Shit. So just like Fort eats out all the shit. Just like always. But this is in an even more brilliant manner because these are the standouts currently. God, just get the whole list out the way real quick. Oh, you up to something, right? I'm like, but this still makes it like right now. You know? I knew why I did it. It's like, oh, the group's after the shit. They want to know what's being done. It didn't work. They talked to all the wrong people. Anyway, so one thing did, but not the rest. And certain things were done over here by certain creators didn't pass by my attention. Things in the background, all the other bullshit, fully aware. Depends on. Probably falls back into that whole. Can't figure out if it's a smart horse or dumb horses, etc. that get out of pasture but then act like they're in the pasture or whatever and not on the outside of the fence eating. They're just oblivious they're not actually in the pasture or in the fence like they think they are. It's great. Anyway, so what kind of treats you feed them? Anyway, so I'm like, all right, other people join the conversation. Oh, it's that crap, right? Something is said to me at the time that I know could have only gotten out certain ways, but it's not something that's real. I know where it's based at, but it's not real. It's bullshit. So these motherfuckers, like, asshole leaky heads that y'all, like, cord with and got snooping and playing all the things, right? These motherfucking useless bastards. Now, one of them, and I'm not gonna say which ridge line or hill or anything. Um, it's starting to, and like, I I don't want to list whole names of who this person is that supposedly told me to be the one spreading this bullshit rumor that can create some of the greatest harm or run it to like just extreme danger to I and others. Uh, uh, but for the ears that need to hear, I will tell you that the word millions was used, and I do not mean that in connection with any like name. I'm not talking about the name that goes with some of the characters with that last name. It has nothing to do with that. I'm saying the actual like monetary millions thing. Um, so I'm like, what the fuck? And I knew immediately what this group, etc., are trying to do, what kind of harm they're trying to bring with that. And I believe I put out the fucking warning that night that it best stop. Best fucking stop. I believe, and just for safety purposes for all this, because you can't believe shit you hear and who's actually responsible for the rumor. But the last name starts with an M, and no, not millions. Up on certain ridge lines, and Megan's way down for some reason, right? So I'm just gonna say, all right, in case word didn't pass, but I'm sure it did. That shit best stop. Best not continue any further, because it is indeed bullshit. And those participating in it know it is, and they know what they're doing with it, and why. I'm gonna need you to stop that. I think I made my point clear the other night. Hopefully it got back. So anyway, here we are. All the shit's going. I'm like, the fuck? Bitch, you best make sure that shit just, we ain't having that. And I knew where it came from, and I knew the day before, it doesn't matter, but. And then suddenly, a monster appears. And I'm like, motherfucker. I'm just like, oh well, I'm gonna ignore it. Right? That's just where we're at. It stays in its lane, I'll stay in mine. I don't give a fuck. I've never given a fuck, contrary to popular belief. Unless it's fucking around me, mine, inserted, clawed in direction. Doing the shit it's always doing, it's still clearly doing, even with Ryan and all that shit. Fine, fuck it. He wants to play T, fuck it. Wants to do confused jump out shit because it keeps letting Whorebag have control of it. Fine, fuck it. That's its own problem. Fucking Whorebag and y'all keep getting into shit. It's way over its head. It's pay grade. Almost damn near feel sorry for it some days, but not really. So anyway, just like fuck it, as long as it don't do no more of that jump out crazy shit or fuck shit or seem like any type of threat to me and or others, instantly it feels like there's gonna be Putum or something, fuck it. Otherwise, have that, but otherwise, stay in space or stay in mine. I ain't gonna, stay the fuck over here. You know what I mean? So, act like a damn adult, go back business. Leave me the fuck be. So anyway, I just hang timber, and then suddenly other people see it, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that's your?" I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "No, that guy owns property on bid and 125." I was like, "Yeah, no shit, you fucking dumbass." Like, what kind of game are we now playing here? This thing, one of which has known us our whole lives, knows damn good and well where we're living in that we were together for almost 3 decades. Like, the fuck? Now, like, that's your. What? What the fuck? Now, if Monster ever hears this, and I'm sure it did not go beyond him who always ran. And then he clearly seen whatever. So, it should strike him as odd that that particular played oblivious as fuck. Did I have very good things to say about this area? Hmm. And then it occurred to me, I was like, oh, and then I was made aware of something, you see, that I didn't know, because I ain't nobody shit, because I don't give a fuck. Because I was like, man, like and there was another character long before Monster showed up that seemed to be waiting for something. Purposefully and intentionally with this thing. But it left before Monster appeared. This thing that vanished before Monster correlates with certain other vigilance. I got the feeling somebody's waiting on something. Only those people present knew shit. I did not know. Because get this, I really don't give a fuck. It looks like everybody else was well aware of certain people's movements and schedules to be placed there. Oh, yes. They were waiting. And it wasn't on me, dear. I'm just telling you. Now, I'd assume that Monster might trust these things to possibly, like other things that have been fucking around with this group, think that they're his things, or giving him info, or whorebag info, because, well, they did make mention of certain things. But all I'm saying is, Monster may think these things are his buddy, or some ferreting of information back to the group, or him, or this, there. I don't know. I'd say yeah on all the above. However, what I have in real time and captured from the other night is the fact that these things were placed and planted and waiting on him. Looks like by his own team. What's even wilder is this. If Monster ever hears this, the first things I hear before the illustrious lineup of all the things planted, from like before even stick blowing on him, and shit, is this. I hear them tell me about, well, close to that in that conversation. I hear them tell me immediately their first thing, because I asked about Samurai Dude, the locals there, and I'm like, hey, do me a favor, if you're hearing whispers on the ground, anything seems legit, please contact TBI and law enforcement. And that is exactly what happened. Like I said, I've got the proof of that. And they were like, man, I think she's in the grave. I was like, excuse me? What'd you just say to me? Like, yeah, in the graveyard. This makes me aware they're not unaware of online and YouTube, which mean other things throughout the years of giving me when this particular character pops up off and on. But, and obviously, Lana, but, and what it's here for, after when it comes and goes or just does fuck shit and everybody's fucking around. So I'm like, what'd you just say to me? Oh, this one's full on PG, and bro. Full on. That tells me that this one in particular thinks Monster has something to do with the graveyard. And who which section of the group knows, they're fucking around, and Huh, that's odd, ain't it? And when that orients around and they're clearly waiting on something, and you put it together, you're like, yeah, Monster's on team is place shit here, waiting on him. Because they knew and they're finding a tracking me. Yeah, I knew something was wrong when I pulled up and seen the look on his face. And then the other thing waiting that vanished before Monster. Something was wrong. Hesitation, waiting too long. Fucking off too long. Associated with certain ridge lines. Gets even better though. Alright? You know, said a couple days prior to that, these things appeared out of broad daylight after the door slams. Yeah, happens. I don't know how far y'all think people can hear, but it's pretty damn. And to know the difference whether people are walking or let off or how far you can see on certain hills or whatever, you know, comings and goings and whatnot. But anyway, um, you know, it tells me this thing is definitely after shit from Monster and I both for this group. And it's for Monster's own group because I don't have one. Because fuck all y'all. Fuck that bastard too. But I just think that if Monster knew what I was connected with this, and things once again mentioned to me by people repeatedly that associate with things also mentioned for several years running by Van Hill, also being controlled by his group, nice led by Ryans and ICUs, and fucked around, tampered with by core crew teams, you know, the usual shit. Monster probably rethink. Fuck around with it, you know, but I don't give a fuck. A little late for that. But, yeah. And see, the thing about all that is, it still goes into all their, hey, how's that? Can you add on 6 months? Can you do this? Can you play TV games? Can you add this? Script write that into big bad blah blah blah. Or can we make it about this? And how this correlates with we're gonna excuse trying to get people murdered by script writing and this were right and making that part of the thing. No, that was never gonna work. Uh, it'll never work. Good luck to all of you going with that from one hill to the other. I don't give a fuck. And the mid group there and the core team. Good luck with all that. It wasn't ever gonna work. It ain't ever gonna work for none of you. None of you. I mean, it ain't. Okay, it just ain't. And I very much think that that's what most of it is, plus bum pick and all this and the other. But good luck to you on all that. Y'all probably should have yeeted off with the whole, like, went instead with Don's Russia or DCS or something else. Should have went there with that. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Anyway, so yeah, you can pretty well tell. Now the thing was, this thing, it it was supposed to be picked back up, right? But then, when things go to pick it up, it vanishes within minutes too. Now how and why? Got out of there quickly. I don't know. Because didn't have means or methods, to my knowledge, for it. Matter of fact, it was stated so. And then, so I don't know if Monster yeeted off with it. I don't know who the fuck would have yeeted off with it. But that thing ain't friendly, bro. You might think it is, about like other plants and shit. It ain't friendly. It's your own team trying to fuck you up. Whether you think it's gonna make fourth member or not, yeah. It ain't not like that was. I mean, it tried several days before to do fuck shit because this group's curious about things right now. And once again, how far into the bus and shit they are, what's known or what's shaking, and they're really acting funny lately. They always be doing fuck shit when they think shit's gonna be done. You know, feeding the treats to outside the corrals. That's great. Anyway, there was some weird shit that happened too, though, but I don't know if it correlates. After that same character was there a few days before, just conveniently walking by the door, slim shit. I, I and others are just chilling, hanging out. Suddenly, the roadway's got blue lights and it's broad daylight. Like, what the fuck? My family comes out and I'm like, except for you, I guess they thought all they could see was blues and they didn't know if, somebody here for me. I mean, not like arrest me or something, but if it was more. But usually it was just pull and drive or whatever. But, it'd be like, hey, can we talk to you for a minute about blah, 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 or whatever, hoax call or some other bullshit. You just never know around here. I was like, that ain't for me, homie. I'm good. I didn't do nothing. Did you do something? No. Sort of look. We see who it is. Looks like this person in broad daylight had been grabbed out of neighbor's bushes, which I hadn't been paying attention to the cameras, and I didn't know it was there. Looks like other neighbors took notice, though. Maybe called police, had it jerked out of bushes. Because then the neighbors, after the police take off this thing, that they jerk out of the bushes. The neighbors come out from where they were, where they obviously spotted it, probably coming across their properties and shit. But this thing, when I ran into it, not that thing out of the bushes, but the thing prior to that event. When I run into this thing, it knows all about that. I'm like, yeah, okay. But that shit somehow's being put off on me too. No, bro. I have shit to do with that. And I gotta tell you, random motherfuckers doing where, like, that ain't gonna catch my attention. I'll be like, oh, I gotta call 911. Like, unless your harming neighbor's property is doing right, like, I'm not gonna. No, I'm good. But, it looks like one of their neighbors did not want them on their properties, so they were the ones that. But that should be. I was like, really? Y'all gotta stop putting that offer thing on everybody. Seriously, you gotta stop that. And honestly, I mean, whatever, but that ain't I guess people need to stop hopping into neighbors' bush. It looks like the neighbors don't like that. I don't know what to tell you. But then them should do me. My family come out like that for you. I was like, fuck no. For you, no. And then things for you to the bushes. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I ain't going to fuck back in here though. But and then the neighbors come out. It's like, oh no. So I guess they're waiting for things to be removed from their bushes. And can you blame them? I mean, they wanted some other bushes. That's them. Quit hiding everybody's bushes. I don't know what the fuck. But anyway, yeah. So obviously, people keeping a real close eye on what's occurring here and chattering, whatever, and attempting to do certain shit, and that they are clearly uh, putting themselves around a monster too. Whether he thinks they're friendly or not, and he probably does, because we've known certain things that seem just a little addled their whole life. He probably does trust them a bit more. And I know better. And I've known better for quite a long time. But, and it should strike him odd, something like that, pretended obliviousness, and then immediately paired him with PG's bullshit of the cemetery, which, I mean, I know he said it was his dream, whatever, but he wasn't the first to. That was out there for him. And, yeah, he just made it worse. Played with him, did whatever, gave him the perfect snare. And look, I'll tell you that I and others around heard this stupid shit. Our mouths went, and the fact that you just say, I'm like, bitch, no. I was like, let me tell you something. Right now. That grave was open before. It clearly had a cop in a tent right below it. The services didn't take place till after. I don't know what kind of shit Monster was smoking and be like, I had a dream, and then also, what if she could be? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It really, truly is. And then I hear, but, well, cadaver, well, wouldn't they blah, 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 and this, I'm like, bitch, there were dogs around in there, and and run over, and on everything, and there was fucking helicopters and shit, and look, dummy, and then there was something like, oh yeah, yeah, it makes perfect sense. It's like, you people are fucking wild. And then I'm like, you also know that funeral and cemetery, whatever, and police, I mean, like, there are these little things that they use that they have, and that I know Hawkins and other counties could borrow if they really wanted to from any of the cemetery services. You can run them over graves or where graves are known to be to see if they've shifted before they dig. It's usually what they do. To be able to tell if things are in there and it's, but either way, it's the most ludicrous shit. Ludicrous as fuck. I'm tired of hearing the dumb shit. But then there's suddenly, like, with all of us, Facebook be like, you're stupid. And that they immediately put it on the, and came out with the PG thing. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. And I gotta tell you, I didn't want Monster to be the topic, and I wanted to shut that shit and the ludicrous PG shit down quickly. And it was very apparent what people were doing and what they were up to by that point. I ain't having it, man. And the last thing I want to ever spend my day doing is talking about that motherfucker and Bill's bringing him up to me for any reason, let alone eating out some YouTube shit. I'm the monster in the graveyard. Bitch, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that motherfucker's name. I don't want to know his business. I don't want no shit going on about nothing, nobody. And give a fuck. Alright? So, it's also a way to nip that in the bud. Because, and then it just became too excited. Right. Wasn't gonna play a game. I tried to interrupt I and others because by this point I was real bored of the fuck shit. And then other things, it was clearly after Monster. Clearly. Absolutely. And probably has been. Well, from what I gather, has been around that and Hobag for quite a while, too. And then pretended obliviousness of things. And I know it ain't because it's known as both its whole life and all ours. So that should strike Monster as funny, and it wasn't because it wanted to pretend obliviousness for any good reason. It's because it really thought I was that stupid. I love a confident crackhead, man. They're amazing. I don't know what to put. Y'all gotta stop getting these ground squirrels. They funky. They funky. But a lot of us are used to dealing with them our whole lives, and they're a little hard to pick apart. Cat hair, taffy, about like Fred, but not like that. Like, when you know most of these motherfuckers, like, whole life, you gotta deal with them that way. You know, half of them, crackheads before you even enter the fucking earth. Like, it's how old half these motherfuckers are. They should have better shit to do by now. They don't. Anyway, yeah, that one's clearly after Monster. And well, everybody else, obviously. And fuck around with those two, but trying to. Ain't working here. Ain't been in several years. But right now they got that one hardcore ferreted, I guess. And for some reason, they had it waiting on Monster. And probably because they couldn't get nothing here when dropped off it behind the curtain just a couple days before they didn't get what they wanted. So now they're seeing if Monster can gain, but they're planning on visiting or being right in his pathway. Would be my assumption. Anyway, I think the all the receipts on that speak for themselves. It'd be pretty apparent to anyone else. This thing was clearly, and probably the other thing that vanished prior to it, um, and things were clearly put in a bath and waiting on Monster, which I didn't expect up here, but yeah, they were expecting them waiting, and it's too much. So I don't know. This group's real thirsty to where they even Monsters on teams send shit after Monster. But he probably is ridiculous enough to think he's. I don't know. Guess that'll depend. I'm just gonna roll the dice on it. The flavor on it, though, either way, you know, just so much in there. You Like I said, I bet it's going both ways, but I think it's friendly, but it ain't clearly. Not from what I got the other night. Mm-mm. Absolutely fucking not. No, that and other things are waiting on Monster. Anyway. And apparently times that only the group and they would know because they're actually stalking and keeping eyes on Monster. He does something. I know all have been like too much, honestly. I'd say so. And I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to see none of it. I don't give a fuck about that thing. Miss me that bullshit. But apparently, and I will tell you that this thing made it clear Monster and Hornbaby be talking all kinds of shit. Man, I thought, yeah, I was like, no. You, wow. I'm amazed. It's what everybody said for years. It's all they ever talk about. Everybody else. Whereas I rarely ever say shit about it. So yeah, because the more they know about me, just like clawing its little way back in, round and keeping eyes on me, fail, it's beneficial to it in Hornback. Because it can continue to sell stuff in the background with the group. Do shit like it Ryan Van Dam just got up to. Still pondering that one. Where the fuck anybody thought that was going either? I assume that's supposed to be script written up to something. It's some sort of fantastical thing. It ain't. Don't care. That was foul though. Man, there really is a right way and a wrong way. I guess we'll see about that. But anyway, I'd say if Monster had an inkling at the lineup and the flavor. Or you caught the little drips of the core lately online and how it matched up with so many movements over all the years, but most certainly since 24. And all the way down yonder, and all the way up here, and with that thing that was doing all things there night, he'd probably be a little bit more shooketh. But whatever. But then again, in ways, ain't even sort of helping it all along with her bag. It's amazing what cowards will do. Just don't think he still realizes the extent. Maybe, I don't know. Just whatever, but I think you should be at least aware that certain things are definitely being planted near. And we're absolutely waiting on him. And there's definitely some fucking team that's having it done and whatnot. So maybe if see if he'll the info to XYZ and what they're all shooketh about, and the core is shooketh about, and what they're all on because they can't get anywhere else. And they've been sort of, their water's been cut off a bit lately. So, you never know. No, they ever got him, shit, bullshit. Filtered through about 900 bullshits, so it's like, whatever. It's always been that way. It will forever continue to be that way. But I'm just asking at this point. Yeah, I don't really care if most ever really hears or not. Yeah. Not here to save or protect or serve or nothing like that either, but damn, it's on team. It's on team. Because you see what they said wasn't just like, oh, they're aiming to get information for it. Otherwise, they would have been in a different place. This thing and other things were planted, and they fully had the PG group bender part of it. They after him as well as using him and such too. So yeah, yep. Somebody's fucking around too much in this group right now. And since PG and BK are having their little fight, PG's been vague, dropping the blood money hints, and they're fighting about shit in the background. Shit's going down. People want to know things lately, past couple weeks, and shit shook us from core on up, and all the crap going down. Even though it seems fairly quiet to you all here online, it ain't on this ground here. Um, I would bet something's, you know, and I gotta tell you, this whole Benny bullshit thing, and oh, I know he made me giggle the other night, but yeah, that's bullshit. Because Benny knows who she is. He has since like the word go. Benny is fully aware who she is. Absolutely. And him and all everybody else is into essay culture and shit. Y'all remember him and Carl and TM's Everybody Gets a Pedo this week? Shit, everybody's pedo. Remember any times he described false assaults that never happened to other child victims in details only befitting of the JLRs and weirdos and the Don B's child porn writer types that were disgusting, where he slammed bottles and did all kinds of shit while driving through St. I don't know. It's fun though, ain't it? Good lord. That stinks of Dawn and Tim, don't it? Wildly enough, they're smacking Candace again over here, but I just can't. The whole hive's all fucked currently. And I did hear others again, like always, every day you click on here and one of these damn creators or whatever is going on with some fucking. And that's the thing. This motherfucker. I swear today I heard him talk about Ernie this and Colt and how people listen to PG and Ernie's. Bitch, I listen to Cher and they're sharing your live today. Look at that conspiracy fucking. And let's not forget, you lifted Ernie up. You know who he was. I'm sorry, weren't you buddies with Ernie again before he went and got himself arrested again? And you're like, oh, bygones. Yeah, Ernie's a great guy. Weren't you giving him attention? Yes, you fucking were. Hell, you built Ernie. Give me a fucking break. And then, PG, you helped build that shit up. The fuck are you talking about? You're talking about those other shit people doing. You lifted back off again with TM attacking my kid. While you think everybody was had better things to do, but no. And then, pushing out your own bullshit propaganda. And then, sit up over Cher while she run that scamathon on more polygraphs. You didn't do that before, Lynn, did you? I just can't with you. I hate this fake sainthood built up bullshit they do. Takes them up, they slip again. Right? Like Jesus Christ is like the TM school of rosary beads. Everybody falls for it over and over and over again. Fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, I'm just like, whatever. You know? But yeah, the one surefire way to tell that Benny's full bullshit on this one is that Benny's known who PG is. He's had the capability for years to just unmask the hell out of that bitch. They don't for a reason, much like they don't actually fuck with it. I mean, they do. They want her controlled, but they've all touched too many toes together. Anyway, whatever, right? I don't want to be like, this is so community. What? I just, bleh, whatever. Don't even get me started. But that seems like cleansing for somebody. I don't know. Which is wild for me considering Nana's over holding membership. He's like bestie with her, curiosity. So that's just too much. Y'all too goddamn extra lately. Too fucking extra. Anyway. You know, once again, what parts of, and then that Brooks did a whole post on the same shit. Something about tearing down the posters again. I was like, Jesus, here we go, right? And why is it that dude can never operate unless there's a female around to hold his damn hand? It's always Penny, Jenny, Adrian, and now here he is, Colton Brooks. And I just can't. What is it? Pick a teammate, do-si-do around here? And Benny's always got some bitch. And like, ain't you learned yet, Benny? Go away. So anyway, like always, you get on there. Nearest cruise, and today I did. I checked in for about 3.5 seconds. Okay, it was like maybe less than a minute. I know it was. You're stupid shit. Something that, I think I heard something about whiskey barrels, which has always been a lie. Not even remotely true. But that fit when Ryan was clearly fucking around with the Psychic Brigade with Fred Angel and all that, and suited him and Serafina and all. So he was working for her too, and him and Don B were competing there to be the guy. Serafina's guy, who him and Jen were totally into the psychic community and conspiracy shit before coming out as a new channel. Yeah, but they weren't. They've been here all along. Anyway, it's wild how these people pop out of surfing his ass, ain't it? But anyway, I hear that, and I'm like, well, that's stupid. And they're gonna lift that back off again. Once again, there were never any whiskey barrels. Nope, not even. So, but that was during Ryan and Fred and everybody was like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. And then you hear some more shit. It's out of every creator. Like, well, we just feel like, you know, scallywags and locals and da 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 da. And all these characters in this. And it is Summer's, lost and all it. Excuse me? Excuse me? I'm sorry. But all of you creators, and here's your pro tip of the day. If you walk into these creators' goddamn room and you see those like Nana and In Prison, or the Jenny's, Adrian's, Jason, etc., da da da, the real life for motherfuckers that connected to Coton and the core group and the teams. Yeah, there's your scallywags, there you fucker rounders, and these creators have worked with them and dare say, all the chaos and all the confusion, all this is scallywag you, and it's, but we creators are doing whatever, and Summer's like, yeah, and all of you worked gleefully and gladly with all the main fucker uppers, taperers, chaos makers, bone pickers, script writers, protectors, butthole cleansers, and Candace Dunn's goddamn team of apostles and whatever else, and not just theirs, but other motherfuckers doing motherfucker shit. So say scallywags one more time. Say chaos and Summer's lost him one more time. And then try to put it off and separate yourselves from it one more time. I mean, I know it's your plan, but when you clearly have those, like Scallywag has a poison tongue, obviously blatantly admitting ties. I mean, something that small, don't fuck around with things like Nan and Aunt and have all the insider shit if they ain't fucking around. That fucking around goes real life. That fucking around creates chaos when you're pumping out horse shit from your little poison tongue and da 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 da. Form with the crew so they can script right. Bullshit creates chaos, hides, cleanses buttholes whenever they prefer, etc. Da 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 da. Get this, motherfucker. You are the shit that's put out the man behind the curtain crap with fooling around. And then you're like, well, but I just feel like Summer's will say, yeah. And you do not have the ability as a small itty bitty creator in the universe to be on the inside so well. You know what certain things say to be getting the shit like Jinkies, yeah, but it wasn't Jinkies first. Nanner and all the others had and all that shit. If you were just a small nobody channel, bitch, it means you were a dirty, dirty worker bee in the background up to all the fuck shit. And you knew it. And not just that one, but all of them, right? Benny's outright said Tim sent him as this and that, the other, to block and bash and put up propaganda and lies and blah, 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 blah. It's like PG. That's the only motherfucker I've ever heard say in all this that they help cover up for. What? Can't. Look at all the rest of you go. And then you put it over them, you always look, oh, the chaos. The chaos. It's hiding. Summer's lost it. Bitch, you all are the chaos. The twisters, the deceivers, the content makers. Y'all are the ones that hide the true evils instead of outing it. Y'all are fucking evil. And Summer ain't lost anywhere. I mean, y'all want her to be forever, I guess. Y'all don't care if she's found. Summer's out here and she's waiting. And Summer will be found. I am absolutely confident of that. because I hold faith in real hearts and spines and beautiful minds instead of evil and tragedy pimps and bullshitters and tee and core and fuck all y'all, man. These men and women that work tirelessly for her, they're gonna find her. I know they are. I know they are. But she's out here waiting. Still yet, she obviously remains missing. Every second that ticks by, she's out here waiting. By you all. Tee the fuck around, cleanse buttholes, play core, team, rotten banana crew, chaos make, man behind the curtain. She's out here somewhere in this world and she's waiting. While y'all play fake panel bullshit and out front fight versus reality, what the fuck y'all are really into it for? While y'all play continued setup-y, scripty, while you spend effort on trying to figure out, do that just to go more real life on people and then to try to get out of the shit you've been doing to them for years and shit, or get ahead of or advance of. And I gotta tell you, when I played for you, I think that ship sailed for a long time ago. Just like your attempted script writing or your, it's just a little local budget, the creators and all that shit. Especially when you hold pieces on all y'all talking about it in the very beginning. That was your plan. I don't think it's gonna age well. Or what you did to make locals nobody's, or when the locals talk about, what you've done to make half of this shit come to life. And that it correlates right back to your little super psychic of a price band, and yeah, one of those groups or some shit online. That's just wild to me. It's almost like it's all script written bullshit. Just screw up, contaminate, destroy, and all that cases keep them going for content. Because truly, when you get down to all of it, and in the center of the Tootsie Pop, no, your intent is to destroy cases, to make as much content go as real life and as extreme as you feel confident going, especially after this long, and y'all think, nah, never, you know, that's your intent. And I guess well, I don't guess, I know, I think we all know what y'all make and what you do, and fame, clout, all the little things that y'all want, I don't know, that apply. But I still do not doubt that all the shit y'all have done this summer is absolutely, it helps hide the person or persons responsible, and that you all would do so on purpose and never turn the guilty party in, even if you knew for sure. Um, just so y'all can make more, destroy. I think no matter what, the person or persons responsible is probably rather damn happy about what you all have done or been able to do, or the smoke screen it's been, or y'all think it is, or how it'll destroy everything permanently, or they might get by with because of, I don't think that's going to happen for them or you all, but I know it's somewhere in all of it. Truth and answers are there. All this bullshit definitely hides something. Oh yeah, and that thing just didn't have a PG flavor on it the other night, by the way. It had a Ziggy flavor on it. I'm just gonna say that. But this thing is absolutely known to me to be fuck around with the other side of the crew, which is monsters. So. But it's definitely got some, I don't know. All you motherfuckers be working for four and on four sides of the fence at once. Y'all just fucking ridiculous. So there's that. All I know is I don't play around with none of you, and I ain't ever been playing around with these motherfuckers either. And just hang ten and compile. So, but it was absolutely evident and with proof that it was clearly placed there for Monster. Once other missions had failed. So. I guess y'all Monster can figure out fuck it out. Alright. Anyway, you guys. I don't think I've been much good company, and the energy kind of changed after I had the whole what the fuck moment. My brain is absolutely elsewhere. About three quarters of it is elsewhere, and my spirit is definitely elsewhere. So I just sorry, it's just the way it is. Things happen, even this many years on. Takes the right thing sometimes. You know where sometimes things like that can go or lead. They're important to at least to me to sit down and go, but this and that and the other and move things about and see if. Anyway, that's what about three quarters of my brain's doing right now. Not quite as restless as I was. That espresso is not doing its job, though. I gotta tell you, it just isn't. You know, it's just not. Yeah. Pick up the oxygen flow. I think I'm gonna go take the kitties on a walk. Maybe for a bit. And I guess let the brain stay on fire. Not like I have a choice about it, you know. Yeah, God mud. I just said that publicly, didn't I? Fuck. They'll know I'll be outside. The fucking lineup, 60 cars, 13 and a half seconds. There'll be 40 crackheads appear out of the dark. Half of them naked. Lord, you should have seen this one that was dropped off behind the car back there, door shut there. And I was standing up and see. And I threw my coffee out because I was getting ready to get water. And all of a sudden this light goes off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Thought it was like police coming by spotlight, because they sort of tend to keep a pretty good, whatever on the area. But I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I startled a crackhead in the dark that was walking by. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, I waited after I was there, and then I was like, I stepped out. I was like, "Can I help you? You all right?" And they were still in the roadway, you know. And they looked a little healthy for a crackhead. They weren't doing that shuffle or nothing. I was like, "This one's wearing too nice clothes. What's going on here, right?" And they had turned the flashlight on. Just what normal people do, right? So I'm like, "You all right? Do you need help?" You know, because I thought somebody got into it, the girlfriend. You know what I mean? I would have helped if I could. And it also, that's weird, but whatever. And they go up another portion of the road, and I'm like, you know, and I asked, I was like, "Do you need help or anything?" "No, no, I'm just walking home." I'd never seen this person in my life. I'm like, "Really now?" "Yeah, I was like, where you live at?" I could, you know. "Oh, just like 3 doors up on the right." Like, so, so, like, are you living in our third barn on the right? Like, no, you ain't. No, I gotta know everybody. No, what? I was just like, you know what, fine, let it fucking. And I knew at that point one was actually sort of shaking her, most probably because certainly, whatever. I just didn't even care. I was like, whatever. I let others up and down know, and then it damn sure didn't stop 3 doors up. Whatever, man. Let them whatever. Her bro. You say so. They come up with some wild shit to walk by or get dropped off on their walk play it. And then so it's just, you just gotta let it go, man. You gotta be full Elsa with it. You just like let it go. Go. You know what they're doing up to most likely. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Whatever, right? And you are making me itch to death. I love you so much. I do. Do you hear the babies snoring down here? I'm just trying to think. Just look cold. She's upside down though. How ridiculous. Might be because like it's super fluffy. It's got its whole face and all its fluff, and it's sort of at a wrong angle. Whatever. How do y'all feel about milk? I think we can now. We've alerted the local werewolves. Fucking meth monkey. Ain't it that season, Mud Pie? When was it? Fred told us they all come out for breeding, whatever, and the Yahoo or whatever. I'm deathly afraid of them. I'm afraid they'll come out in Charlton Heston me. I'm terrified. Terrified. Damn dirty apes. Speaking of today, this might use the word prehensile wrong. I feel like I could have. I think they meant opposable. feel like that happened today. What the fuck was that? Hold on. My old brain. Yup. Yup. What the fuck was that? It was fucking Benny. Benny said prehensile thumbs. Never mind. Who gave him back his word of the day dictionary calendar bullshit? Nah, well. He's like a whole spin night day. Those dudes, none of them are always the same. I do poetry. I do music. Girl, let me spend 17 months a year in jail, but I love you, and I'm just only fucking half the apartment complex. Can I put my toothbrush here in my slides? You know? So, while they're in jail, they get dictionaries. And they use all the words wrong. And all their shitty music, and all their shitty poetry. They always wander around with two white shirts, pair of socks, and slides on. Sort of fucking sweet. And I got 84 baby mamas. They're all built the same. You seen one, you seen them all. And they always, in their in betweens, one chick or the other, they always spend the rest of the time in their mama's garages or an upstairs apartment or somewhere on premises with a mama or an auntie. And they love them most. They got the respect. They always talk me like, I swear on my kids. Always, man. And they always got that super jailhouse religion shit, too. Like, spare me, bro. They're all built alike, man. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. My brain's on fire. 3/4 has already left you whenever that moment happened. And I'm not much company, so. And I know damn good and well I didn't put everything in here I wanted to. But, and I know there was no portion of one of those I did need to include. But, like I said when I first come on, these are supposed to be in a one piece thing. So I'll just put them in that because they go with other things that I'd like to put out as a collective thing. And I did think about making them shorts. I said, it's got one thing. There are quite a few of those pieces as you can see through the years that I'm meant to get to, I will eventually get back to, and sometimes time frames change or when things need to come or go. But right now, I think certain things need to be put on the menu, and I'd say it's a whole lot of these folks around here. Certain things need to be put out here. Y'all, I gotta go.